FlossTube, my name is Marty and this is my channel Triple M Stitching. I hope everyone's having a great week and I'm here with a regular FlossTube update to share a previous finish, some works in progress, and a few plans. And yeah, that is what you can expect from today's video. I'll do a little bit of life update here at the beginning. I am officially done with my semester. Yay! I'm so excited. I know I talked about in my last video that it was kind of a crazy school week that week, and it was, but it is all done now. I had some really sweet and encouraging messages from people, so thank you so much for doing that. But I finished. I turned in all of my assignments. I was taking 3 graduate classes this semester, and it was a lot, but I am really excited to be done, and now I still have to work for my assistantship, which is fine. I provide support for users of Adobe Sign on campus and meet with them and do advertising and stuff. It's a whole thrill. Sorry if you just heard that door slam somewhere in the house. But anyway, I think that's kind of it for school. I wanted to mention I was taking a special collections class, and my final assignment was to create a fictional collection development and 5-year outreach plan for a fictional library, archive, or museum or gallery. And so you were kind of supposed to be creative and have fun with what you did, and so I decided to do a fictional cross-stitch library and a fiber arts archive, and I talked about how we wanted to, collect historical samplers, but also talk about modern voices in cross-stitch and how cross-stitch is used today, and kind of fill the gaps in our collection of, people using cross-stitch as a platform to express themselves or to kind of use more modern materials and things like that. And so it was a really fun assignment, and my outreach was partnering with different FlossTube creators to show off some of the historical collection in this fake archive. And so I got to write about cross-stitch and FlossTube for my final paper, which was really exciting. Haven't gotten it back. I hope it did well grade-wise, but I really appreciated the opportunity in a class to kind of be more creative and make something up and be a little bit whimsical, So yeah, that is how that went. Last night, my husband and I went to, I forgot the name of it. It was a Christmas program here on campus. It was called the Festival of 9 Lessons and Carols, and I had never been to one before, but in the program, the brochure given out with the lyrics of the songs and stuff, it was talking about how it is a regularly broadcasted Christmas program on the BBC, I think in England. I need to look up the history a little bit more, but it was beautiful, and we got to sing along with some classic Christmas songs, and it was really beautiful. And there was some scripture reading from the Old and the New Testament, kind of telling the prophecy of the coming of Christ, and then the Christmas story in Luke and Matthew. So it was really great, and definitely got me in the Christmas spirit. I think that's probably it for life updates. It's really windy here. I know there's some awful weather across the country right now. I saw a little bit on the news, so I'm filming in front of a window, and it's a little darker than normal, so I have some other light, and I hope it's okay today, but if not, I apologize. I have a weird shaped apartment, and I have to film in front of this one window, so yeah. And there's a lot of swirls of wind, and there's leaves and trash and stuff swirling around. It's kind of crazy. I live in Maryland, so yeah. I also just realized I forgot my iPad, so I'll pause and be right back. Moving on, I first want to show you a previous Christmas finish from, I think I stitched this and fully finished it 2 years ago. So the year before we moved into the frat house. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. So this is a pattern by Fuzzy Fox Designs. She has an Instagram and an Etsy page, and I buy all of her patterns that I buy from her through Etsy. And this is Emmanuel, God with Us. Try and get a good screen grab from YouTube. But the pattern is stitched on 14 count fabric flare. It is opalescent. You can't really tell. And it is stitched all in a toile. which I also don't know if you can really tell. But the fabric is called for. I don't remember the name, but it is a fabric flare pattern. And yeah, everything is called for. It's nice and sparkly in real life. And when I first saw this pattern, I like bought it immediately because I loved it so much. But then also, I like had this kind of vision for how I wanted to finish it. Like I saw this and I thought it would just pair really well with like black and white check and like a hunter green finishing platform or whatever. I wasn't sure what, and so I think I got this idea probably from someone else's finish of something of using like a tray. And so I got this. It was an unfinished wood piece from maybe Hobby Lobby. I know a lot of the craft stores sell like just paintable wooden pieces. And so yeah, this was an unfinished wood piece that I painted hunter green. I just picked up like a acrylic paint from probably the same store. And then I know this fabric is from Hobby Lobby, this right here, and this chunky rickrack is also from Hobby Lobby. And yeah, this is one of my favorite finishes ever. I have it displayed like right where the computer is sitting in the window facing out so I can see it all the time. And I really love her letters, and I just picked up from her a He Is Risen pattern that's kind of like in a sunbeam kind of shape. And it has some really cool lettering too. So really excited to have a piece from her for Christmas and Easter, hopefully for next year. But yeah, that's my previous finish. And I just attached everything with probably hot glue. Next, I'll go into works in progress, into whips. I worked on like weirdly a lot since we last spoke, which was only a week ago. I usually don't rotate projects on a really frequent, like everyday new project kind of thing. Is not usually my style, but just for a lot of different reasons, I worked on a lot of different things. So first thing was my Christmas Tweetings Wreath Sal, designed by Doreen Jones and distributed by Lakeside Needlecraft. I'm keeping this, just took it out, in a Bags by Wendy bag. It's this beautiful like Celtic batik fabric. Yeah, I love it. And then I have all the called for floss on this just disaster of a floss ring, just disaster. But I am all caught up with my wreath. So I'll just kind of do a zoom in. This was the most recent part here with these like lovebirds. But yeah, so there's only one part left. It came out last night. I'm all ready to go. As soon as I finish filming this video, fold some laundry, I'm on this. I want to finish this as soon as possible. It's supposed to be finished in like a double hoop situation. So one goes on the outside and one goes on the inside. And I already have the hoops to do that. And I don't know where I'm going to hang it, but I want it up really bad. So yeah, that'll be how I spend my weekend, other than chores and church and taking walks and getting out of the house. We'll be hopefully finishing this maybe by Monday. I don't have to work on Mondays, so that could be a good day to wrap it up and do some fully finishing. We'll see how speedy my needle is though. So I worked on that until it was done. But then I think the same night I filmed my floss tube, my husband and I watched, we are going through all the Marvel movies in like timeline order. So on Disney Plus, you can, I'm going to scroll through on my iPad while I talk. You can kind of, there's a category that lets you just go through all the movies in the order that they happen. So it starts back with Captain America in the World War II era, and then it goes to Captain Marvel, I think, which was in the 1990s, and just goes through as it happened, if it was happening, in order, because some of the movies were set in different time periods from when they came out. So yeah. So whenever we watch one of those, I stitch on the Scarlet Witch figure cross stitch by Abby Sue Designs. Here is the cover image. It's a computer mock-up, but it's still good. So it is the Scarlet Witch, or Wanda, from WandaVision. The pattern came out when WandaVision came out, the TV show, also on Disney+. This is in a bag from a seller on Stash Unload. and I don't know if I've seen her post any other like batches of bags, but I absolutely love this fabric. If I ever see anything else in this fabric, I'm gonna buy it because it's the cutest, the cutest thing. But I worked on her hair. I have all my floss in a Bags Plus Bendy Flip. Bags Plus is the best. And, whoops, some is just loose in here. But I worked on her hair because I've been working on her hair for like the last 3 movies. And it's taking much longer than I thought. But she does have a lot of hair, so let's get her all neat and pretty. Well, mostly wrinkled, but kind of ready. Here she is so far. So I finished up all of her hair. And so now I can move on into her like body and costume some more. And yeah, hopefully we've been watching more movies recently, and so I think maybe even this weekend we'll watch another one. I think we're gonna be watching. We've seen Civil War, and so I think we're gonna be doing Black Panther next. We've seen a lot of the Marvel movies already, but never like in the order where the events were unfolding. So it's been really interesting. So here's one last look at Wanda, and yeah, she gets incremental progress, but it's fun to like know when I'm gonna pull her out. And so yeah, I only worked on her for one night, but that was fun. And then after I wrapped up working on the wreath, I went back to my hands-on design cookie exchange stitch along. I don't have a cover photo for this because there's not a cover photo, it's just the pattern that she released. But if you go to the hashtag for this, which I think is hashtag HOD Cookie Exchange SAL, you can see some people who have already finished because the whole pattern has been released now. Or if you go on the Hands-On Design Instagram page, you'll be able to see it there too, I think. But yeah, here is where I got to. I worked a lot in like the baking ingredients here. These are going to be some cookies. I did these stars. And there's a whole table beneath that I haven't done yet, and some like holly and berries and stuff that are really cute. This fabric is a little bit tealier or brighter in real life. I think my Instagram has a picture that's a little bit more true to life, but the lighting is weird today. So yeah, that was really fun to work on. I worked on it kind of in the midst of like finishing everything up, all my schoolwork up, so it was kind of in increments that I did work on it, but it was kind of nice. Just I had it on my lap stand, and if I had a few minutes to sit down and work on it, then I did. So also, I have officially run out of project bags, so we are in Ziploc baggy territory now, which is totally fine. Whatever works, works. I hope to finish up some stuff during my 90 days of no new starts, and then free up some existing project bags to, yeah, maybe move some of these Ziploc baggy projects out, but we'll see. Then next, I only worked on this for one day also. Let me see if I can find it on my Google Drive. Athena from Stitching Goddess Designs on YouTube, and I think on Instagram she's Athena X Stitches, but I know she's Stitching Goddess Designs on YouTube. She was hosting a Harry Potter Stitch Night kind of thing, and you had to stitch on a Harry Potter piece, and yeah, that was the only rule for joining, and it's a Facebook group. And so I had this pattern that I had loved, I just hadn't started it yet. It's from Good Morning Maui. It's called Luna Lovegood. That's just a computer mock-up, but it says, "You're just as sane as I am," which is a quote from Luna. And yeah, I thought she was super cute and small. I had some Harry Potter patterns saved that were pretty large, but I didn't really want to get one underway at this time, so I chose kind of a small one. Yeah, and we got to stitch, and it was so great meeting new people and seeing what other people were working on. Ziploc bag. And so this is a fabric that I got at Michael's. It is like a printed fabric, kind of how Fabric Flare does it, but it is like a mottled pink, and it's probably not going to show up, but like pink. Oh yeah, that's pretty true right there. Pink and purple and blue and white. So I just got started on her hair. Nothing wildly exciting to see. But yeah, I will probably only work on this during those stitch nights. And I think they're going to be once a month on the 7th because that's like a prominent number in the Harry Potter series. So yeah, excited to have this underway. I don't think she will take very long, but yeah, I don't have like crazy plans to like buckle down and finish her or anything. And then yesterday, kind of as a surprise to myself, I had a new start. And I had seen this pattern before and liked it, and then just kind of like moved on. And then Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff on FlossTube, and then I think on Instagram it's just Jessie Does Stuff. She finished this and was posting about how she had been working on it like for years, and she finally finished it this Christmas season. And seeing the fabric she stitched it on and everything, yeah, I just bought it immediately. And I found some fabric. But without further ado, it is from Stitcherovia. It is called Santa Coming to Town. Let's find a good angle for you. I just love the colors, and she did hers not on like a cream, but kind of something more cool toned, and so that was my inspiration for my own start. This one doesn't even have a bag, it's just like loose about in my apartment because I was working on it this morning and last night. So here is my start. This is 32 count ice by Zweigart Artiste, like the Artiste line of Zweigart. Here's my start. Just on the sleigh in the top of the S. It is, that looks white. It's like a gray color, like a very light gray. And I was definitely inspired by Jessie Marie's fabric choice. It's a little bit different, but as close as I could get. That was from the internet. And so, yeah, definitely credit to her for my fabric choice. Excuse me. So once I finish the Christmas wreath, I guess this is plans now, officially. Once I finish the Christmas wreath, I hope to bring this back out. And yeah, just get some work on it. The colors and just kind of the feel of it are super Christmassy to me, and I'm definitely in a Christmas mood. And in the past, I haven't exclusively worked on Christmas whips during Christmas, but this year I think I am, just because I just really am feeling Christmas. We don't have really room for a Christmas tree here, so I don't know if you can see, but right there, that is a rather large snake plant that we have, and then I wrapped some fairy lights around, and right there is the previous finish from last week that I showed you. You cannot see it at all, but we do have a few Christmas decorations up, and so yeah, I really only want to work on Christmas whips right now. I don't know if that'll change after this week of only working on Christmas, but yeah, definitely full steam ahead for the holiday season. So now I think I'll show you, my husband's progress. So he is also a stitcher, which I have talked about in a few videos. I showed in one of the videos like everything he's worked on, but in my last video he was working on a pineapple for his mom, and he was almost done, and this week he is done. So here is his pineapple. It's not been ironed or anything. I don't know the designer of this because he has, I need to ask him. If you're interested, send me a message or leave me a comment and I can try and find it for you. But it's 18 count white, called for colors, and I think we're going to do a hoop finish, so I just need to find one he likes and order it. Yeah, so he's really excited to give this to his mom. He did a plant cell for his dad, so that'll be their Christmas presents this year. The plant cell is super cool. I don't have it near me now, but in the video where it's called Husband Stitching, I think, the plant cell I show it, and he is really proud of that. And then the next thing he was working on is Basket Collector from Susie Q Designs. This was a piece that I found on Stash Unload and immediately thought of his grandma when I saw it, so we got this for her. This is like a real printed, like on photo paper photo, so it'll be kind of glary. I'm pretty sure this is out of print because I got it on Stash Unload, but maybe on eBay if you do a search. There's like a charm over here, and it did not come with the charm, so we're just gonna leave it off because it's a basket charm and there's a stitched basket here, so I think it'll be okay. But yeah, so that is the cover image, and here is his progress. He has basket done, except there's like some highlighting that goes in this basket weavy part over here. And yeah, he's, I think, enjoying the letters. He's really enjoying the oatmeal fabric because he's only done white so far. And so I think the oatmeal has been really fun. But yeah, I think he'll have this done soon. And then he has another project for his other set of grandparents that he wants to do. So definitely we are busy stitching here in the frat house. And yeah, that is everything that I can think of for works that we've done this week. I have a little bit of plans and a purchase that go along with it. I guess plans is, like I said, finish the wreath, work on Santa's coming to town, and see how the spirit moves me. I don't know. But this is a purchase, and I got this when Bags Plus had a Black Friday. I think it was a Black Friday or some kind of sale. This is, I have shown, and I just showed one. They're bendy flips, which hold 12 floss bobbins. And I think I have 3, and my husband has 1. And I really love those. I wish I had enough for all my projects. I don't, but they are, like, amazing. So yeah, I wish I had enough for, like, every single thing I ever did, because I love it so much more than a ring or a baggie. But that being said, I picked up this one, or this item, during her Black Friday sale, and I'm trying to think what it's called, because she does give names to her products, like people's names that inspire them. I don't know. I don't know how many this holds, but I got this. And this is all the floss for the Doreen Jones Sewing Shop pattern that I'm going to be starting. It's missing a few that are in there. Those are in other projects right now, but the fabric is amazing. It is kitties and a lot, and like books. And being a library science student and loving cats, it's perfect. And so it has this big pocket back here, and then the floss in the front. And so I have just white even weave, and I am keeping that back here, and that's how I'll keep this project until it's done. This is probably going to be, because I have mentioned before that I'm going to be doing 90 days of no new starts, which is really exciting. But I know Stitches by Shelby is starting hers on January 2nd, so she can have a New Year's Day new start. We will be home visiting family on New Year's Day, and I don't know if I want to start. It's like a pretty detailed project. I don't know if I necessarily want to start something so detailed, like in a family fun environment. So I might want to have it already underway so I can just pick it up. So I might devote like 1 or 2 days, maybe next weekend, to getting some stitches in and having like a starting point to go off of next time I work on it. So I'll probably take that one home with me. We are going to be going home for Christmas for about 2 weeks, which is really exciting, to South Carolina. And so I'll definitely bring some Christmas projects with me, but we'll be there through like the first week and a half of January, and so I might be over the Christmas projects at that point. So I think I'm going to bring that to be my like other option. So we'll see. That could change. I mean, that could totally change between now and then. So yeah, I think that is it for this video. I thought that would take a lot longer because of all the random things I worked on this week. But I did mention in my last video that I might do like a sit and stitch with my new fanny frame lap stand. And so I got like a couple positive comments about that, and so I might try and film that this week because I have more free time now. And so if there's anything you'd like me to specifically talk about in that video, like as I'm chatting, questions or topics that about cross stitching or life or anything, yeah, let me know and I can try and talk about that in the video. But I think that is it for me this week. I have been doing some reading for pleasure. I'm still going through the Throne of Glass series and I'm still enjoying it, so I haven't really been updating my reading progress just because I'm working through that series and liking it. And it's been like pretty slow going, so I don't have a lot of thoughts because it's been so slow with school reading and stuff. But now that school is over, we'll see me have some more reading progress, and next video I can talk more about that. So yeah, I hope everyone has a really good week, and let me know what you're working on in the comments. I'd love to hear, you know, if you're watching this video and stitching, what are you stitching on while you're watching? That would be super interesting to know. And I hope everyone has a festive time. If you're celebrating holidays in this season, that you, just find a lot of joy from that. I know there's so much stress that can come from it too, but hope you find some joy. Have a great week.